my name is Kay. I'm a 21-year-old college student from New Jersey, and I'm part Okinawan. 78 years ago today, my grandmother Takeo, her mother, and her three brothers walked down from the mountain shelters in Nagoshi to a war-torn landscape.
The Battle of
The Battle of Okinawa is ingrained in her memory. She remembers the bombers overhead, the creatures she ate while hiding in the caves, the Imperial Japanese soldiers threatening to kill her crying baby brother, and the hand grenade she nearly ate, thinking it was a sweet potato. An Imperial soldier gave it to her mother, Yuki, who directed her to use it on her and her family, and a group suicide as enemy forces surrounded them. There is a Ryukyuan saying that life is a treasure, which contradicts the cultural Japanese colonial ideology encouraged at the time. My great-grandfather, an Imperial Japanese soldier, committed suicide alongside his unit shortly before the Allied victory. In contrast, my great-grandmother treasured not only her life, but of her children's lives and refused to use the grenade. About 12,000 American and 70,000 Japanese soldiers died, but the highest death toll was among civilians. 150,000 perished. About 1 in 4 Okinawan civilians died during the battle. Though it ended nearly 80 years ago, war has never truly left Okinawa. More than 70% of U.S. military bases in Japan are in Okinawa, and the prefecture makes up less than 1% of Japan's total land area. If military tension in the Pacific escalates, Okinawa would be one of, if not the first, targets. The number of bases in the prefecture is ridiculously high, but American and Japanese militaries attempt to intimidate China further with even more bases. Okinawans have been protesting, and at times rioting, to protect their island's safety and autonomy, but to little avail. Our seas are polluted, native animals endangered, and bodies of the war dead desecrated for new base construction. Hundreds of women and children have been tormented, harassed, assaulted, and murdered by servicemen. The Japanese government thinks of us as second-class citizens. They colonized us over hundreds of years, destroyed our indigenous traditions, and forbade us from speaking our languages. They do all this, but refuse to acknowledge our indigenous status because doing so would require them to stop their human rights abuses. My grandmother is a survivor and the strongest woman I have ever met. She is 82 years old and could not come here today because of a medical appointment, but she encourages me to fight every day for the rights of our people. When she was a young woman, she married an American airman who became a Vietnam veteran. My grandparents both carry the scars of the wars they had no say in. The trauma they endured will not end with them. Its painful effects have been passed down through generations, and I and many others can tell you this firsthand. I am an American born and raised, but as long as power-hungry governments, including our own, think for control by any means necessary, tearing families apart, eradicating cultures, and threatening others with weapons of mass destruction, the cycle of pain will continue. Life is a treasure. We must treasure not just our own lives, but the lives of others around us and the lives of the future beyond our own. We must shape our actions around this belief to witness any chance at peace. Thank you.